Hey guys, Archwinter here, and welcome back to another tier list. I just enjoyed doing the last tier list, and I just want to do another one. I know you guys haven't told me yet if you like them, but I just want to do another one. Okay, so today we are doing Terraria bosses, because that's another thing that I know some stuff about. And, yes. So, I'm going to be basing them off of the difficulty to defeat them at the, stage that you're at. So, not like how you have when you have all the... Not like how you defeat them when you have all the OP weapons, but, for example, I have Cthulhu, you probably have, really basic weapons, so it'll be based on when you're fighting them, and you have the normal tier of weapons. So, we have the Brain of Cthulhu first. Now, the Brain of Cthulhu is only the Crimson world, so it has minions too, and it's only in Crimson worlds. It is harder than some of the other very first bosses, but it is still very easy. And I would say it is first try, but not free loot farm. Okay, so I think this is Duke Fishron. I think that's how you say it. And Duke Fishron, he is pretty hard. Well, I mean, he's a hard mode boss, so obviously he's going to be higher than the Brain of Cthulhu. And he is hard. It depends on what weapons you are and how good you are at using weapons. So I don't think he's an instant death for a 50 try challenge. So I'm just going to put him at hard, and I might change my mind later on. Okay. I think this is just the Eater of Worlds. I think that's what its name is. So it's another easy mode. I think it's the corruption version of the Brain of Cthulhu, except they work very differently. The Eater of Worlds, it goes through tunnels, so you can damage any part of it, and it drops stuff from each of its, part of its worm self that you destroy, it drops something for. So it's a lot more to defeat, and you can't see it at some points, but it is really easy, so I'm going to put it in free loot farm. Okay, I have Cthulhu. Free loot farm. So I have Cthulhu is the same thing as Brain of Cthulhu, I would say, except it's just easier. Okay, Golem. Golem you find in the temples, and so not only is it hard to get into the temple because you have to kill a bunch of bosses before then, and then it's also you die from the lizards multiple times. But Golem, I know it's for lots of people it's easy, but from my experience, it took me a long time to defeat him. And he once you break both of his arms and he goes into the laser crazy mode, then that's when it becomes hard. So I am gonna put it in hard. Okay, King Slime. King Slime is also really, really easy. You just need a big open field. So I'm gonna put it in first try. Because it is easier. It's not as easy as the free loot farms, but it is still pretty easy. Okay, the Lunatic Cultist. It's one of the endgame bosses after Golem. I'm gonna count him with the pillar. Oh yeah, so I'm not doing those events. I don't know if I should count pillars as a boss or not, so I just put them. I just am doing them here. I'm going to count them with the pillars, though. So the Lunatic Cultist, pretty easy, with the weapons that you have then. But it's still a challenge, and you can die from it. But then with the pillars, okay, so if we're including the pillars, that is a 50 try challenge. If we weren't, it'd be, normal. Okay, Moonlord. Do I really have... Don't tell me I have to explain to you why the Moonlord is there. But the Moonlord is pretty much the last boss in the game, the hardest one, and it's pretty much impossible to defeat unless you're really skilled. And some people can do it first try, but it does take you a lot of tries, I would say. Plantera. Okay, Plantera is you need a big jungle space for that. You need to spend a bunch of time and hours digging a big jungle area around this plant. so that you can make a big arena if you want to do it easier, which is what I did. And then after that, it's just hard because there's so many mobs in the jungle. So they still can attack you a lot too. So that just adds into the extra difficulty. And this was just for me, but when I was so if you can Plantera will go into like in a very aggressive mode if you make it leave the jungle. And so when I was building my arena, I built it really big. Well, not really big, but like I built it in a place where half of it was like a granite. I think it was a granite like cave. And so it was very aggressive and hard for me to defeat, but other than that, it's pretty easy. And I do think it's like not aggressive mode, but like its second form is really hard. So I'm gonna put it in hard too. Okay, Queen Bee. Okay, I don't know if any of you will agree with this, but this was literally a free loot farm for me. I killed it so many times in my first try, and I've been killing it so many times just to get gold and stuff and healing potions and all of the loot that it drops. So it's just really easy because it already has a pre-made arena for you because it's in the honeycomb if you are spawning it by finding a larva. And it's just pretty easy because it's easy to defeat, and like it'll stay still for a while, and then it'll just be going back and forth where you can still hit it if you have a ranged weapon. So I do think it is really easy. Okay, Skeletron Prime, one of the mechanical bosses. He was one of the easier ones for me, but he's still hard. But I don't think that he's like mega hard. Okay, so I'm gonna put him in. I'm in between normal and hard. You know, I'm gonna save him for the end because I don't know. I'm gonna put it like what? Okay, I think this is just normal Skeletron. I think that's what his name is. And you have to unlock him to get into the dungeon, which is probably one of the easiest places to die next to the jungle. And for the point when you're first fighting him, it is not first try. So I would put him in easy. Okay, the Destroyer is normal. The Destroyer is one of the mechanical, I'd say the easiest one because you can hit it a lot. It is still hard, but it is not the hardest, I would say. It's the easiest of the mechanicals. Okay, I think these are the twins now. So I'm going to talk about them together. They're going to talk about them separately. So together, they're really hard because you have to focus on damaging 2 bosses at a time. It's like 2 Eye of Cthulhu's, but they're both way harder. Because you have to separate the damage, or it depends on the strategy. If you're trying to separate them the same amount, you have to shoot one and then shoot the other over and over again. Or you could use the strategy where you immediately eliminate one and then go for the other one, which takes more time, but it is the smarter way to go. And I would say, and they are really hard, especially when they get to their final forms, which is what it shows here. Together, they would go in hard. But separately, I think this is the laser one that rapid fires lasers, which is the harder one. And this is the one that charges at you like the normal Eye of Cthulhu, especially if you do the expert mode Eye of Cthulhu. When it charges at you, but then it also shoots the fire, Cursed Flames, I think it's called. But it's not. I would put that in I'm gonna put that normal. However, the rapid laser beams, they have killed me so many times, and I know it seems kind of weird, but I'm gonna put them in the 50 try challenge. Okay, this is the wall flesh. You need to kill this to get into the overworld. So I did once I got into hard mode, I free loot farmed it, but when I was first fighting it, it did take me kind of time because you have to keep moving too, and if you get to the end of the underworld, then you just die. And also sometimes Voodoo Doll, which is hard to get to kill it, and to summon it, and yeah, so it is pretty. So I'm gonna put it in normal. No, wait, I'm gonna put it in hard. Okay, don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Okay, Skeletron. Okay, Skeletron. So he is harder than the Destroyer in these two. So for that reason, I'm going to put him in hard. Okay, so I don't know who these two are. I tried to, because I don't have the Journey's End, because I play on the Xbox. So, I don't know who this is. And I think this is, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think this is the Old Man's Army, one of their, like, mini-bosses. But I'm not sure. But I'm just going to count this as the Old Man's Army. So, even though we're not doing wave things. So, the Old Man's Army, it is really hard. Because it's like a tower defense simulator. You have to protect, or like protecting the president. So you have to protect the crystal from two sides of waves. Each time it gets harder, and like it's so much to take in. So it's very stressful. However, though, you can master it and like have a good make a good strategy, and you can get the artillery bow on like you can get all the towers and those can do much of the work for you if you bought those. So I'm gonna put them in normal. I don't know who this is. I don't know who this is. Wait. Okay, so this is my Terraria Bosses Tier List. So in Instant Death we have Moonlord. In 50 Try Challenge we have Lunatic Cultist / plus the Celestial Towers, so combined, and the rapid fire laser eyeball of the twins. In Hard we have Duke Fishron, Golem, Plantera, Wall of Flesh, Skeletron Prime, and in Normal we have the Destroyer, the Charging Cursed Flames Eye from the twins, the Old Man's Army, and the Ice Queen, I think was the name. I looked it up. Okay, on Easy we have Skeletron. On First Try we have the Brain of Cthulhu and the King Slime. In Free Loot Farm we have the Eater of Worlds, I have Cthulhu, and the Queen Bee. Okay, so that is everyone. Let me know what you guys think, if you want me to do another one, and what type you want me to do. And thanks guys for watching. Sub and like if you enjoyed. Bye.